Hey guys, my name is Christiana and I am the founder of Verses of Beauty. But today I want to focus on educating you about hair, the different kinds of hair we have in the market, and what you need to know before shopping for that hair, or the questions that you need to ask before you go ahead and shop for that hair. I want you to know that there are different hairs in the market. So we have the raw hair, otherwise called the donor hair, and we also have the virgin hair. Some even call it Remy hair, virgin hair. Now, when you put these two hairs side by side, my darling, you cannot tell the difference. Let me bring it closer so you see. When you put these two hair side by side each other, you cannot tell the difference because some people will tell you, "Oh, can you send me a picture of raw hair, or can you send me a picture, and can you also send me a picture of donor hair?" Trust me, when you see the pictures, you cannot tell the difference on a picture. In fact, I have a couple of clients that have put the hairs side by side, two bob hairs that were made with like I put side by side a bundle of raw hair, a bundle of donor hair, and they cannot tell the difference. How much more you see it on a picture? You cannot tell. Now, if you are somebody who just wants to wear a wig, right? Quality is not really your thing. You don't really bother about quality, and you're not also obsessed with wearing vibrant hair colors, like very bright red color, very vibrant copper color, all those very vibrant colors, right? Like blonde, you would never take your wigs for coloring, lifting it to that level. Then you can just wear your virgin hair, right? You can just, and especially if money is a challenge, right? If your budget is doesn't match the kind of hair that a particular vendor has, you don't need to stress out yourself and say, oh, you have to buy this particular hair, except you want to save for it. If you really love quality and quality is your thing, you can save for it and then buy it. Now, talking about color once again, if you're somebody that your budget doesn't match what you're seeing and you're not really big on wearing vibrant hair colors and you're also very good with maintenance, please go for virgin hairs. Because one thing with virgin hair is you need to be very good with maintenance. You have to know that you need to brush it. You shouldn't just go back home and dish it, throw it on a hanger, throw it on a bed, throw it on a seat, and then the next morning, something that was tangled, it's even tangled the more. So you always have to understand that these hairs need consistent care. When you get back, you need to brush it, you need to take care of it, and that's it for virgin hairs. And another thing with virgin hair is you can't lift it to a very vibrant color. You can't to get a very vibrant result. If you try that, the texture of the hair is going to alter. It's going to be different. Another thing also is it tangles faster. That is why I always talk about brushing, which means you have to be someone that knows how to take care of good hair, right? You have to be able to look at it when you go out from time to time. Maybe if you have a brush in your bag, you can brush it. When you return home, you have to brush it. When you want to wear it again the next morning, you have to brush it. You need to style it to make it look bougie, to make it look come out nice for virgin hair. So, but for raw hair, like the possibilities are endless because it doesn't really tangle. It hardly tangles. And even if it does, you just need to run your hand through. Very, very minimal tangle. Because I mean even your own natural hair tangles. But it's very minimal, right? It's very minimal. It's very easy for you to brush it out for raw hairs. It's very easy for you to maintain it. You can just put it in a box, bring it out. In short, the longer you keep it, the longer you maintain it, the finer the lifestyle of the hair is retained, the more beautiful it becomes every time. Like the hair I have on my head, right? It's raw hair. I bought it in sometime 2018, but because of delay, it was delivered later on, some months later, 2019, right? And I've had this hair. This is 2023, guys. I've colored this hair from level 1B, because when it comes as a 1B. I've colored it from 1B to blonde, from blonde, sorry, to red, from red, I stripped out the red color to blonde, and I've worn it as straight, like I started severally as straight, and I colored it to pink. It was pink for like over a year, and then I changed it to jet black. Now look at the loss of this hair. Look at the quality of this hair. Take a close look. The texture just, it looks as though I just bought it yesterday. It looks as good as new, right? It looks as good as new. Why? Because it is raw hair, donor hair. It's very beautiful texture, right? It's now jet black, and look how wonderful it looks. Now, for virgin hair, you might not be able to get this. You will hardly be able to, right? The shorter length is virgin hair, and then this one is raw hair. You might not be able to get this because when you stress it after all of that bleaching process, it looks really rough. It can't retain all that stress. Can't stand it. But donor hair, raw hair can withstand all the heat, all the stress that you're gonna put it through. And when you care for it, put it in the max, condition it. You literally always take it to a professional. Per time you want to take care of your raw hair, they will be able to get it done well for you. All right. Because sometimes some people say, "Oh, I bought this hair from a vendor. I realized during the coloring, the true quality of a hair is exposed when it is time for you to color it." I'll take that again. The true texture or quality of the hair is exposed when you color the hair. Why? Because it will, during the patch test, right? When you take your hair for coloring to a professional, they do a patch test, otherwise called strand test. And during that test, they'll be able to see and tell you that this hair is good hair and it's good enough for you to do whatever you want to do. Also, if the hair is virgin hair, during the strand test, the vendor can tell you that this hair would not be good enough for what you want to use it for. So it is very important for you to ask yourself, what's my budget now? Sometimes you're looking for a very long hair that has been made with 5 bundles, 6 bundles. Sometimes your budget can even go for a shorter quality of great quality hair, like raw or donor hair quality, but not a lot. Maybe with 2 bundles and maybe a 5x5 closure. Sometimes 3 bundles with a 2x6 closure. So that's why it's always important. If you are shopping hair with us, I always ask, what is your budget? Okay. I always like to ask, oh, what is your budget? Because based on your budget, I'll be able to tell you this is what we can get for you. If you're a wig lover and you always love to wear wigs, good quality hair, I urge you to go for the best because it stands the test of time. They can last for a really long time. I mean, I've laundered clients' hairs that I've had hairs up to 13 years, up to 15 years. No jokes. They bought the hair when it was really expensive, but they've had it for so long. So when you're ready to buy hair based on your budget, you just need to send us a message and let us know what you want, and we'll be able to work with that. All right. So I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for coming and listening to me. I hope to do more of these videos from time to time. Okay, so now the second part of this video is to talk about you that is coming into the industry. Aspiring hair vendor, you want to come into the industry. Trust me, a lot of times when you come across a vendor, an Asian vendor that you want to start buying hair from, a lot of them they will tell you all kinds of things to get money from you. A lot of them will tell you all kinds of things to get money from you. And you have to know what you want. So you have to know what you want. And that is why I always tell people it is so important for you to invest in a coaching course or program or whatever it is for you to get acquainted with the terminologies in the industry and know what to ask your vendor. If the hair that you want to buy is capable of doing this or doing that, even though you've not seen it before, at least you know what to ask. Sometimes you want to do DIY, which is do it by yourself, try to figure it out by yourself. You might have a lot of issues with clients, and that's why I highly recommend a program, a class, something that is going to help you understand the business. All right, so if you're coming into the industry and your interest is not to start with raw hair, because of course it's quite pricey, it's more expensive than the virgin hair, you can always start with the virgin hair. Now, the thing with the virgin hair is if you know how to style, and that's the reason why a lot of people are sold. They won't even know the difference. They don't even care about the texture or the quality of the hair, all because of styling. A lot of people are great with finished result, with the finishing, right? So if you see this wig, you can see this same styling with in another hair texture, and you'd go for it. You'd shop it all because of the finishing. And this is another reason why I always tell people that buying the hair is not, it's just step one. The strategy that actually sells is styling, convenience and styling. Now there are a lot of clients that just buy this base of styling. A lot of people buy hair based of styling. So if you're already so good with styling, you will be able to sell this effortlessly. Like you won't have any issues with it. You'll be able to sell this effortlessly if you're very good with styling. Very good with wig construction and styling. You're going to sell a lot of hair. In fact, you'll be so rich. You'll be so rich selling off virgin hair. Styling sells. Styling is what sells your hair when you actually start selling. And so, if you don't already know how to style and you're an aspiring hair vendor, you should actually invest in styling classes and don't be under pressure to start selling donor hair if your money cannot afford that. But I mean, if you can, start with this. Start with this because there's a certain level of clientele that you attract selling this, and they will stay with you all through to the very end. But if you cannot, you can start with this, but you've got to use styling, great styling, and all the things that you need to use to make sure that your wig comes out nice. So there are other hair quality, virgin hair quality that is not even as good as this, and you will know. You will know. They will just sell it to you, and when it gets to you, you're just so you don't know what to do. Some people sell it, some people never sell it. They have bags of cartons of hair lined up in their houses that they never sold, right? In their warehouses, they never actually sold them. So yes, it's very important that you get to know that styling sells. Coloring is the thing that makes you extra money because that sells as well. Layering sells, something that frames the shape of the face. Just look at this hair on me. So luxurious. So you want something that is really luxurious for your clientele, and the thing with hair as well is what you want to sell is what you should actually wear. Because if you don't wear them, how do you want to attract people that can buy that particular kind of hair? It's so important that you wear what you want people to buy. That way, it's very easy, especially if you're an outgoing social butterfly. You meet a lot of people, they just love your hair and they start to buy from you. So I hope that I'll be able to come back some other time to talk to you about hair much more. I mean, I started in the industry offering services before I started selling hair, and it has as a result of working with so many bad hairs that I decided to venture into selling hair, and that's how Bob Hair was birthed. I've seen all kinds of hairs, just name it. I've seen all kinds of hairs as a result of offering services for so many people in the industry within Nigeria and even outside of Nigeria. So I can tell you, I know which one is good and which one is not very good. So that being said, they are not really the same. They are not even the same thing. Not even about really. They are not the same thing. And you've got to know what you want. And based on your budget, don't go about saying, oh, this hair is so expensive. It's so pricey. Why is it so expensive? Of course, it's so expensive because of the quality of hair, the quality of material that was used in making the hair is not the same thing. All right, so I hope that I'll be able to come back to do this more often. And if you have further questions, you can drop it in the comment section, and hopefully I'll be able to help a couple more people answer their questions. Thank you guys for watching. Bye for now.